Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jada Blossom, and I have another fun Christmas card to share with you today. Hey, so I'm using Jada Blossom's Gnome Dies Sign Add-ons, their Peppermint Season stamp set, their Build-A-Booth Hot Cocoa add-ons, their Build-A-Booth Christmas add-ons, their Gnome Dies Hot Cocoa add-ons, their Gnome Dies, their Build-A-Booth die, along with P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones, Candy Cane Lane, and Gingerbread Kisses, and their Buffalo Check Wood Grain, along with the odds and ends from Candy Cane Lane, all from Doodlebug. Now I did put this guide together and these things all together on that on the assembly videos for those products. Check that out if you want to. I'm going to use those all on a card right now. So first I cut out the Build-A-Booth out of Papertrink white cardstock, and then again out of paper from the Gingerbread Kisses 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And I'm just going to layer them up. It'll just make it a little bit thicker and have a little bit more presence on my card because I'm not adding the layered wood planks or anything. And I do weight it down in between. On the inside of my card, an A2 sized white card base made from Papertrink white cardstock. I'm going to add a little strip of pattern paper, and this one is from the Candy Cane Lane 6-inch pad. And I just add a 1-inch strip to the bottom of the inside, 1/4 inch from the bottom. This is one of the pieces of ephemera from Doodlebug's odds and ends from the Candy Cane Lane. And I'm just going to add this on as well. There we go. And I do weight it down with an acrylic block. Next I've got, this is Peppermint Season. And I'm going to say, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I think it's Holiday Wishes and Candy Cane Kisses. Stamped in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink onto my Papertrink white card base. This is an A2 size card base, so 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches. Next, I'm taking out my Hot Cocoa stamp set, and I'm going to stamp onto this little sign. That's that Gnome Dies Sign Add-ons. That's cut from Papertrink white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment Open All Winter with that same VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. There we go. I'll get it off with my reverse tweezers. And I'll add it to this little Pure Poppy paper tray ink sign. I didn't bother adding the string on top of it again. I just left it as is. Next, I'm going to pull out my Secure White Jelly Roll pen in a number 10 and adding a few little highlights to this little piece of ephemera just for fun. Because why not, right? Now I'm going to put my card together. So I'm going to add a piece of paper from that Candy Cane Lane. And I'm adding that to my card front with some ATG tape, sorry. I clued out there for a second. I just wanted to put my card onto something darker so I could see to line it up better. And there it is. And I'm just sort of getting everything in place. So I'm going to have my little gnome popping out. So I'm going to add some ATG tape to the back of the booth, get this guy in place. And I pulled out the Border Dies 2, and I cut out, some snow with some Papertrink white cardstock. And now I'm going to stick down this gnome and everything down to the front of my card with some ATG tape. There we go. So his little hat is cut out of Papertrink white cardstock and Pure Poppy cardstock, and his beard is dark chocolate cardstock from Papertrink. Next, I'm adding the little sign, and that's the Build-A-Booth Christmas add-ons, and that's just put together using that with Pure Poppy and white cardstock from Papertrink. Same with this snow hill. It's supposed to be like a cloudy border, but I'm using it as a snow hill, puffy snow around my booth. First, I'm going to add a few little strips of Papertrink white cardstock just to bring it up to the same level. So when I add my little puffy snow in front of my booth, there's no dipping. There we are, and I'm just going to trim off some of these just to make it easy. And, you know, a little bit of clean, white, fluffy snow in a card is kind of fun, right? Especially for a Christmas card. So I'm just using my scissors, and this is just, you know, this doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to, you know, level up my, you know, the area around my booth just so it's all level. So when the snow goes on top, everything stays nice and level. It doesn't dip on the edges. Okay, so next I'm going to add this little puffy snow to my card front with some ATG tape. Just lining things up, and then I will trim off the overhang of it with a pair of scissors. There we are. And like I said, I'll trim that off with those scissors. And there you have it. Next, I will add my little candy cane border. That was cut from, you could see the buffalo check wood grain and pure poppy cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. There we are. Whoops. There you have it. Just with my Bearly Art glue. And I'm going to have this little candy cane. There we go, in his little hand, like he's selling it. But I'm going to switch hands just to make things a little bit easier. So popping up the hand with a Stampin' Up! Dimensional, one of the little ones, and adding the P13 Stamping Pad skin tones to the front. And there we go. So there we have it. And isn't that cute? Of course, I completely stuck down my candy canes and my sign without you being, you know, without turning on the video, but you get the gist. I add that double candy cane right underneath the North Pole sign, and then I add that Open All Winter on the right-hand side. I'm using Shape Sprinkles in the An Eye for an Eye for the little nail head. And then these ones, I'm not sure what, you know, what the names of them are, but I'm just using some aqua colored hearts on this card base, you know, visual triangle and all. And there we go. And isn't that sweet? I just think this guy is so cute. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store, to get your hands on these amazing products. And thanks as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you're a follower. Bye, everybody.